flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away.
Let freedom ring.
It's the American way.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
God bless America. Hello, everybody. I am the Talk Radio Protege, and this is the Protege program. Last time, we took a look into the tens of thousands of people who showed up to rally against the alt-right in Boston last Saturday. So today, we're going to take a closer look at the folks that held the rally to talk about free speech. The rally that the quote-unquote counter-rally was out to counter-rally against. As you saw from the signs that were held up and the commentary that went along with those photos from Yahoo, the big counter-rally was in the area against racism and hatred and bigotry and Nazis. So let's take a moment to meet the Nazis that they were there to rally against. This is Dr. Shiva Ayyadurai. He is running for Elizabeth Warren's Senate seat, and he gave a speech at this event. And let's listen to his statement on why he was at the speech.
The main reason we came out here today is because I think people like myself as a person of color are tired of being called Nazis and white supremacists, and we stand up for free speech. Free speech is for everyone, and it's not just limited to a finite set of people, and I think people are very concerned that academics have contained free speech to a very narrow channel. That's why I was here.
By the way, what part of that statement is the clown in the background booing? Call people Nazis every minute of every day of every week, and eventually some of them are going to get tired of it. Not everyone is as sheepish as the Democrats want them to be. Reasonable people say, "No, I'm not," when confronted with, "You are a Nazi." Some people try to do the things that are asked of them to prove that they're not Nazis, because these are reasonable people that don't want to be perceived as Nazis. But eventually, these reasonable people realize, you don't actually want me to not be a Nazi, you just want me to either compromise on every single one of my beliefs or shut up. And so they either become the Nazis that you're calling them in the first place, or they just oppose every last thing that you do. Next, let's look at some of the actual content of the speech. The first cut I want to look at and make one comment, and then we're going to move on, and the cuts are going to get longer. So abide with me as we move forward.
You and all of us here, in many ways, are true patriots, because we, in spite of that noise out there, we're here to stand up for something very fundamental, which is called free speech.
This is a guy that at least gets that free speech is fundamental to our republic. In some of his rhetoric and some of the posters that you can see on the stage with him, he looks like he might be a Romney Republican, you know, the kind that has swallowed the blue pill on several of these issues. He is going to say things like Black Lives Do Matter. He's going to talk against GMOs. So on some of these issues, he is somewhat left-leaning, but at least when it comes to free speech, he's absolutely right-wing libertarian in that sense. And he understands the fundamentality of free speech to our republic. After all, if you're not free to say whatever you want, then how free can you really be? Now, next cut.
You know, did any one of them ask the numerous people who shared the stage with Joe Biden? Let me remind you about Joe Biden. He's a guy who said Obama, which many of those people support, is the first clean, quote-unquote clean and articulate black man. He's a racist. But no one asked about that, did they?
I mean, you got the first sort of mainstream African American who was articulate and bright and clean and a nice looking guy. I mean, that's a storybook.
Did any one of them ask who shared the stage with Harry Reid? Let me remind you, Harry Reid's a person who claimed that Obama was tolerable to Democrats only because he's half white and suppresses his Negro accent. Right? They never questioned Obama or anyone about that.
Yes, Harry Reid did actually say this. Now, he apologized for it, but remember, politicians' apologies are media currency. The apology of a Democrat is worth millions of fake media currency, while the apology of Republicans is worth almost nothing. That's why Republicans have to disavow instead of just apologize, or are never even asked to disavow in the first place. So this apology given by Harry Reid in real-world terms doesn't really mean anything. Moving on.
Did any one of them question who shared the stage with Jimmy Carter? And let me remind everyone about this. Carter's the one who said we need ethnically pure neighborhoods. That sounds like a white supremacist to me, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, no, technically Jimmy Carter didn't say that we need ethnically pure neighborhoods, but he did suggest that they might form naturally. And while this is not really inaccurate, it is 100% haram for Republicans to suggest this. The fact that Jimmy Carter suggested it and it has now been forgotten is just more reinforcement that a Democrat's apology is worth millions times more than a Republican's. Moving right along.
The establishment is what's infested with racists, not us. I don't see any racists here. I see black people, I see Chinese people, I see people of all different spectrums here. Hillary Clinton stereotyped and mocked my people, Indians. You can go see the YouTube video in a very offensive manner. Just go look at it.
I love this quote. It's from Mahatma Gandhi. He ran a gas station down in St. Louis for a couple of years. Mr. Gandhi, you can still go to the gas station? A lot of wisdom comes out of that gas station.
She mocked Mahatma Gandhi, who's one of the icons of India. She's the one who has never denounced Robert Byrd.
Today, our country has lost a true American original, my friend and mentor, Robert C. Byrd.
He does have the eye of the tiger. Are you sure about that?
Senator Byrd was a man of surpassing eloquence and nobility.
Has she? Robert Byrd is a member of the KKK, a white supremacist, and is absolutely unacceptable that a group who lynched black people and hanged them from trees is put on a statue. Is that right? Has anyone ever denounced Hillary? Has anyone asked anybody why Hillary Clinton shares a stage with them? Now, I know as a person of color and as a member, to anyone seeing this, as a member of the Indian low caste untouchables. You see, you won't find a lot of Indians like me here because my parents were considered low caste. Lower caste than most of those people out there who don't even know what it means to be that. And the examples I've provided you are not cherry-picked for a few isolated cases among establishment politicians. Racism seems to be a way of their life, not our lives. Harry Truman, let me remind you, is a guy who said that I think one man is just as good as another man as long as he's honest, decent, and he used the N-word, or a Chinaman. Harry Truman said...
Yep, here it is. Apparently Truman spoke like that and believed these racist things his entire life. Apparently Truman was the first white nationalist that ever occupied the White House. But I'm a hateful person just by bringing this up.
Yes, the reality is black lives do matter, don't they? They do matter. Black lives do matter. And those people want to segregate that notion. We all know black lives do matter. None of us here has denied that. All lives matter, but black lives also matter. White lives matter, but we support those people who want to fight against that. We're not racist. But what is disgusting is that reporters like John Keller, who presents himself as a Democrat, as a liberal, he called me a right-wing nut job and a white supremacist. He's a nut job. He's fake news and doesn't believe in free speech because they want to narrow the discussion to a very limited way. Now, I will never support someone who calls black children super predators. Will we?
Nope.
Will we support anyone who calls black people super predators?
Never Hillary.
Who says they need to be brought to heel? Well, that's what Hillary Clinton did. So black lives do matter, and we need to lock her up and the establishment who are super predators of everyday people. They divide and rule us. We're here today as patriots of America. We're not confused by the reality. And let me remind everyone here in Massachusetts, Elizabeth Warren supported super predator Hillary Clinton.
Yes, she did.
She did, right?
Oh, yeah.
Let's remember that. Let's remember who the real racists are, and this is coming from a person of color. Now, what I've shared with you is something that you will not hear in mainstream media. Will you? Has anyone heard any of this? Has anyone ever denounced Hillary Clinton in mainstream media? But it is the truth, is it not? And free speech, which is what we're here about, is a bedrock of America. This is why my parents left India. A low-caste guy like myself would never be able to speak out like this. And anyone can say whatever they want, and we don't have to listen to them, right? I remember at Harvard Square, people used to put up a soapbox and talk. No one attacked them. No one brutalized them. No one threw acid at them. You walked away. That's America, is it not?
Yeah.
But there are those who manipulate also free speech for slander and libel, and that's what big media does. You know, we're all here because we stand, as I understand, pretty much everyone I've talked to stands for free speech, not fake news. And there are people on the stage, I may not agree with your views, but that's all right. We have a full spectrum of people here.
Now that last cut was a little long, but it pretty much speaks for itself. This is all that conservatives are asking for in the tolerance department, is that we not be castigated en masse just because we disagree with the left. All that conservatives want is that the left acknowledges that no, not everyone who disagrees with you is literally Hitler. Alright, I'm going to end that one here. I know I didn't make very many comments, but there was a lot of content that I thought somewhat spoke for itself, that I thought could really stand on its own, and so I'm going to go ahead and cut this one off. It's already a little longer than I wanted, but keep a lookout for the next video. I'm planning on publishing it Saturday, and we're going to talk about the Phoenix rally that the president held and the media response. It's going to be a party, so brace yourselves. If you enjoyed this video, please share, subscribe, and maybe check me out on Minds. If you want to donate, you can do so through Patreon and PayPal. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, good night and God bless.
Ayyadurai.